Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer. It is Tuesday, which means it's time to look at some of the online video news from last week and talk about the implications it has for us as creators. And there weren't necessarily updates that came out last week to the actual platform of YouTube, but YouTube did make several significant announcements, starting with a change that now applies to live streaming. It used to be that you could only live stream for a maximum of about 3 hours, but now you can live stream 24/7 indefinitely if you would like. I was kind of thinking it would be fun to put like a webcam like right up there in that corner and just let it play 24/7 so you guys can just spy on me, I guess. Although a better use of this service, I think, would be like the live webcam they have of the Twin Towers being rebuilt in New York City. Or if there was a channel that maybe had a 24/7 live news feed continually streaming, like maybe like a television show type of thing, but on YouTube. So that's a thing. And also, if you have 100,000 YouTube subscribers or more, like between 100,000 and 1 million, you now qualify to get a silver YouTube play button. A year ago, YouTube rolled out the gold play button for channels with 1 million subscribers or more. But now for those of you guys who have an audience between 100,000 and 1 million, YouTube says that they will be in touch with you in the next couple of weeks via email to tell you how you can claim your silver button. Another announcement that YouTube reminded us of again last week, which we talked about here briefly before, but I didn't go into much detail about it, is an update to the captioning system on YouTube. Now, while you're watching your video, you can easily just type along, and when YouTube detects that you are typing, it will put the video on pause so you can kind of catch up. And then when you stop typing, YouTube says, oh, I guess they're ready to keep going, and it'll keep playing that video for you. You listen to like 5 or 6 seconds, and whenever you start typing again, that video automatically pauses, which is a great way to type out caption files for your videos. And everyone should be using caption files because it gives YouTube and Google more data to know what to rank your videos for. Also, something that I'm excited about that didn't come from YouTube is an announcement from Corey Vidal and Apprentice A, and they are having the Buffer Festival, which is a film festival up in Toronto, Canada, happening this November for YouTube creators. You should click right here or check out the link in the description text below to watch their trailer video about what this film festival for YouTube is all about. And I gotta say, I am very enticed. I'm thinking about making the trip up to Toronto in November, although I don't think financially I can swing it, but it would be awesome to be up there and go to actual movie theaters with other creators and, you know, watch a creator's film with them, you know, like Weezy Waiter sitting right next to you while you're watching his film, like in one of their theaters. Just to have conversations for a couple days with these creators and other YouTube creators, I think would be very valuable. So if any of you guys are going to go to that, please comment below and let me know. It feels like it would be all the stuff I like about VidCon, but in a much smaller, more intimate setting without all the distractions. Another thing that I would like to point you guys to is another link in the description text below. Is from Real SEO, and the editor that I've been working there with, and Mark Robertson's been working there with for a while now, Chris Atkinson, is leaving our team. And why am I bringing that up here? Well, because him and another guy who formerly worked at Real SEO as well, earlier this year they started a YouTube channel called Cinema Sins, and it now has over 700,000 subscribers. They did it all within the past 9 months, and they say everything that we learned about online video we learned from Real SEO. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is twofold. One, to encourage you guys that anyone here who just starts on YouTube can go from 0 to 1 million subscribers like these guys are in 1 year. And two, because Chris tells a lot about how that happened and how that worked for them and how they went from 0 to 700,000 subscribers in only 9 months. In that article below, Chris also addresses something that I know a lot of us hear and feel sometimes here on YouTube, is that YouTube just promotes the big guys, and you gotta be big if you want YouTube to promote you. YouTube isn't really supporting and promoting the average partner here or the little guys, and Chris says that is not true. In fact, Chris says this in the article: I can tell you from experience, the only reason YouTube now pushes us regularly is that we have high watch times, and we showed we could help ourselves when it came to coverage. It didn't have much to do with what they thought of us personally, whoever they are. We certainly didn't start out being pushed by YouTube, that's for sure, and that's the point. You have to earn it. So Chris is moving away from RealSEO.com to go full-time into Cinema Sins with his partner Jeremy, and he talks more about that story, and I think it's an encouraging one that all of us should read. Check it out below. Something else that I think is valuable for you guys that I read earlier this week is a list of tips for public speaking, and a lot of these tips apply to speaking from a stage, publicly, or talking to a camera. For example, number 1, make eye contact often. If you're on video, that means looking right into the lens instead of like looking at the viewfinder to see if you're actually in frame or not. Number 2, smile. People like it when you smile. smile, and you don't actually have to be saying anything funny to smile. You can sit here and just smile while you talk. Another tip was to breathe rather than saying or pausing for long. Just take a breath during those spaces instead. And another tip they had is to keep it simple. When you're talking from a stage, if you get off into all these little tangents or you go into one thought like for a really long time, you can start to lose your audience's interest, and I think that definitely applies here on YouTube. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below what other advice and tips you would get for talking to a camera and how to make that appear more natural and comfortable. I know a lot of you guys have been doing this for a long time, so please share your advice below with the rest of us. And finally, another link in the description text below is for you guys who want to get more followers on Twitter. Not usually the type of link that I suggest for you guys, but this one I thought was actually really legit and was really helpful and made me think about a couple things that I often think about in terms of audience development here on YouTube, but not necessarily in other platforms like Twitter. And Twitter is important for us as creators because having all of our audience in one bucket as a YouTube subscriber is okay, but it's probably better to have them spread out across other social platforms as well, where you can continue to maybe be in touch with them or have better conversations than you can here on YouTube. Or maybe you have a follower on Twitter who hasn't checked their YouTube subscriptions in a while, but they see your tweet come across with it and then they're re-engaged. So check that out below. And if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe because every Tuesday we take a look at online video news and talk about the implications it has for us as creators, just like you saw, although usually we have a little bit more deeper stuff to talk about. On Wednesdays, I give you guys some YouTube tips and advice and suggestions and ideas. And then on Thursdays, we do some YouTube Q&A just to answer the questions that you guys have about your content that you're creating and the audiences you're developing here. And I do all of this because I really believe that a lot of you guys have messages that could really change and influence a lot of people's lives if the people who need to hear what you have to say could somehow get in touch with what you have to say. So I want to help you guys do that, to spread those messages so that it changes lives and makes this world a better place. So thank you for letting me be a part of that for you guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.